Guys, we rehearsed this. It's quack. Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the vanilla server, and I've got some noisy neighbors right behind me. You can kind of see them there in the doorway wanting to get through. I am south of... Oh, I think that's the sound of sun. I am south of... pretty far south. Hey, get out of the way there, villager. Are you crazy? You've got dangerous friends out here. Whoa. He just armored. Anyway, so I've got a village out here that I want to really fortify. I want to expand it a huge amount. Want to set up a rail line to the main base. Just do a lot of work here. Also set up some villager breeders out here. Maybe you. Are you sure? Yeah. Do some... Oh, yeah. The idea of breeding, he's running away. And maybe some farming, a bunch of stuff like that. That should be pretty interesting. Do we have a guy in here? Yes, we do. Do excuse me while I kill you. And yeah, that's the plan for the next little while, is to take this area and massively expand it. I think over here is where we're going to have the subway link up, at least in this spot going north. It could go further that way or whatnot. Also planning on, like I said, throwing a wall around this to protect it, light it up immensely, build a whole bunch of new buildings, get a bunch more villagers in here, see how many golems will spawn by all the villagers we have. Thinking of really flattening this place out a whole bunch. Part of that would be giving me a lot of the resources I will need for using the sandstone that I'm going to build this out of, and also to make it a heck of a lot easier to build things if things are nicely flattened. So, lots of work. I'm thinking one of the first things to do, kind of run around and light the area up, and subway station. It doesn't have to be fully automated or everything, but at least something that I can run to and fro on and not have to do the overland trek. Rails would be much, much faster. Well, I was talking about lighting places up, and I figure one of the better things to do at this point was to get as many of these villagers enclosed in some place safe as I could. And so I managed to get I'm counting seven guys in here. And I think that'll be my safe villager stock. Hopefully, the ones that are left outside will still be okay. But if they all die for some silly reason, I have some villagers here that are safe. Only a couple still outside, and I just gave up. Pushing villagers without minecarts is such a pain, so I'm done. I'm all done with that. Time for an update from the floating head of Grok. So I'm in spectator mode, so I can show you a few things. One, you can see where we've gone around and lit things up, and part of the problem is we've gone through and knocked down a bunch of the torches that I'd put in place as we've gone and removed sand. And you can see the big divot here in front of you of all the sand layers that we've removed. And also set up a few things, like we dug up underneath the village here so far, because this we're declaring the ground floor, and we're going to flatten a lot of area around to that amount. And I started digging this shaft here down so that I could have a rail line heading off to spawn. And as I was digging along, Rinewick logged on and was asking, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm digging a tunnel." And she joined me, and between the two of us, we managed to connect this to spawn, which is 1,400 blocks away. So that was a good bit of digging right there. And interestingly enough, as we started knocking off sand, over here she was saying, "Hey, did you realize that there's a temple over here?" And sure enough, there is a desert temple here buried underneath the sand. And we were in here, and she was going, "Did you hear that explosion?" And she wasn't talking about this creeper blast, because I was right there and I saw that. No, we were talking about this one here, where some creature spawned in the treasure room, walked over the pressure plate, and ba-boom, no more treasure. But this is the shaft connecting the subway line to spawn. I'm guessing I was maybe 3-4 blocks away from the treasure and discovering it. Oh, well, it's gone. Let's see, what else we did. Oh, these chests are all full of sand. Those chests are all full of sand. Over here, all the chests on the right, they're full of sand, and we're about halfway done on the chests on the left. We've been putting lots of sand in there. We're going to get lots of sandstone, too, as we level this area off, too. We're just doing sand for the moment. But yeah, been working out really well. The lighting has really kept the mobs at bay. We have our 2 golems. We've nicknamed them Bob and Malcolm. And there's only one outside villager left. We've been nicknaming him Herbert, as he runs around and does weird things and spins over the crops, and we don't know why. It's a good thing that I went ahead and locked these guys in here. I thought I had 7. I only see 6. Well, it's a good thing I had locked these guys in here, because otherwise would have lost a bunch of the villagers. I also set up a nether portal so that we have quick exit, so we can zip to spawn and back really fast. Next little while, continue leveling out this area, put up a fence, light up everything, connect the rail line here so that we have a speedy connection. Yeah, it's going along. Ooh. Alrighty, it's time for an update. You can see stretching in the distance there, a bunch of lights and powered rails. Did about half of the tunnel so far and then ran out of materials, so had to get some more. But let's go take a look this direction and jump out of here. Boing, boing. I just hear some lava, which is interesting. I had not heard that before, so there's some lava around there. Alright, planted a bunch of acacia trees because we decided that was one of the building themes we were going with. You can see a whole bunch of chopping going on, digging back in that direction, and all around there, down there. Most of the buildings, I think all the buildings except for where we've been hanging out and where the villagers are all gone. And been playing with some walls here. This was after about an hour or two, Rinewick and I decided to come up with this plan. Here, let's go into demo mode. Game mode 3. We came up with this one. We had another one here to the side that she was building and I was building, and I really liked her structure with the granite, so I incorporated that in there, and then we were playing with the top and decided to go more with mine, but it was a nice collaborative effort. Really liked it. And I had this wall over here where we were playing with entrance ways and some holes punched through, and thinking, yeah, this kind of works, and deciding that we'd have one of these towers on either side of the wall. And I promptly ran out of acacia wood, so I said, all right, time to get some more. Planning on taking the wall and pretty much kind of following roughly the contour of the water. We decided to make this a little bit bigger than we thought before. This desert biome area, so all the stuff you see surrounded by the water, is pretty much our design. We're going to go ahead and chew down all the sand and spread this out nice and smooth and put our wall around this area. So we're going quite bigger. And we kept talking about calling this the village and going, no, this is not quite a village. This is a much bigger than a village. This is going to be huge. And I was thinking we could call it the city. And Rinewick came up with the best title, The City of Townsville. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to make it. So it's going to go quite huge. Up here, I think we were talking about taking the river and bending it around and make a river expanse to the north. And so we'll make a northern border and connect to those that river there and that river over there. And there's the not so buried temple right now. But yeah, it doesn't look like we've done a huge amount of work, but that's a huge amount of work. I think I've repaired my shovel 3 times, my pick, I think 4. In fact, I think my pick is now completely broke. Here, I'm going to stop on top of the house because that's silly. Yeah, my poor workhorse pick has been repaired so many times that it can no longer be repaired. And so it's almost ready to break. And wouldn't you know, I was wanting another efficiency 5 unbreaking. So you got to have 2 efficiency 4s to combine, of course. I've got a Silk Touch. I got Fortune on there. I don't need Fortune on there. I didn't want Fortune on there. After putting 5 picks through the enchantment table, 3 came back with Silk Touch, and 1 with the efficiency 4, and 1 with efficiency 4 and Fortune. I didn't want that. Oh well. So I'm just going to keep using this till it breaks. Yep. So it's been more digging than I expected, but this has been a fun project. This is going to be a big project. This is going to be a project that's going to take quite a while. But it's been fun. Why are we doing this? Because we can. The idea is that we'll sit there and make all sorts of houses through here, put a whole bunch of farms. We're going to put automation for the villagers actually harvesting potatoes and carrots and wheat and dumping it into storage. I'm also thinking of taking the iron farms that I have at spawn, which is way over there, and setting up a bunch of those here, but way up in the air, of course, so that since I would have to have somebody here, me, doing the AFK work for the things to spawn and to be processed, might as well go ahead and get some iron processing here as well. So yeah, village trading, village production, iron. This is going to be quite the involved place. And I do like the nice symmetrical lighting. That's not going to last once we get the buildings in place, but it's been lots of fun. Something very satisfying about just digging a whole bunch. This has been Grok the Duck Farmer here on the vanilla server, and I hope you've enjoyed just a little sample of what's coming on down the road. I have to thank Rinewick for much digging, and a lot of her input on this has been very valuable. It's been fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks.